Guys, it's Fonzie with DipYourCar.com. This is the Dipping Industry DipCast podcast, episode number 23. Fonzie from DipYourCar.com. With me, as always, is Adam and Dan, who has a special announcement for everybody. And that was it.
Yeah.
So we've got a very interesting episode for you guys today. We've got Dip Trivia.
Mm-hmm. And it's interesting that you were able to get episode 23 right.
It's not that interesting because of the fact that I cheated this time.
Okay.
I actually paid attention to it. So I don't want to take credit that
Okay.
I'm just really good at remembering now. I actually looked at the show sheet, which you put together every single week, thankfully. We got Dip Trivia, which we love to do.
Mm-hmm.
We have a little bit of Q&A, right? What else we got going on?
Okay,
You
so
know the thing.
Yeah, we're going to wrap up with Dip Trivia. We have some couple questions and answers. We'll touch base a little bit on a new installment of DYC TV. And some showcase shoutouts. I think we're going to try to keep this week short.
We always say that.
Yeah, and then we kind of get on a little spiel. And
it is what it is. We aim for the 20 to 25 minute mark, and we always end up in the 30 to 35. But we don't have an interview this week, so that should save some time. So first and foremost.
Well, first and foremost, I want to say it was a pretty big weekend for us. I mean,
it was a very big weekend
we have Champ. Champ is here.
Champ. So we had a very big UFC MMA related weekend. We had UFC 187. We had essentially two of the most popular fighters on the card. Let me just say it. Yeah, definitely. And a couple of the most popular fighters in the UFC in general.
Right.
Not the top, but Donald Cerrone, 8 wins in a row, on a monster streak, comes in, fights this guy, breaks his jaw with the leg kick, with a head kick. Guy calls time. He wants out. Donald Cerrone wins, and thankfully, he'll be fighting for the lightweight title, 155, against Rafael dos Anjos sometime later in the year. So congratulations
Definitely
to him.
Deserves it.
Big time. Dip Your Car athlete, obviously rocking Dip Your Car gear in the octagon. And then, of course, everybody who has a computer knows that Daniel Cormier won the light heavyweight championship belt over Anthony Rumble Johnson in a dominant performance.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
Dominant. The funny thing about that is I obviously was rooting for Daniel Cormier. I'm a big DC fan. I wouldn't have been surprised if Rumble won based on a big punch. I mean, what, 13, 15 seconds in, something like that?
Oh, it was scary.
Clocks him with a right or whatever punch that was, and DC flies backwards. But he's so freaking durable.
Yeah, and you know what?
He's got a chin of steel, man.
It's his wrestling. He was able to just suffocate Anthony Johnson.
Massive win. So huge congratulations. He wins John Jones's vacant title and is now the light heavyweight champion of the world. Obviously a DYC athlete, and he has been outstanding. A couple guys like Frankie Edgar. DC has been outstanding. He rocked the Dip Your Car stuff all the way through Media Week, every chance he got. He was just on the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani, forgot the Dip Your Car shirt, did the interview topless essentially, but gave us a really cool shout out. So I love working with guys like that.
Right.
And we have a little trick up our sleeve for one more major MMA sponsorship for a fight coming up at the end of June. Not necessarily the most prestigious fight, but one that's going to get a butt ton of eyeballs on it. So we'll announce that after the contract is finalized.
Right.
But very, very cool.
And you know what? Team DYC, the athletes have been on quite a roll recently.
Luke Rockhold, Frankie Edgar, Donald Cerrone, Cormier. It's like when Dip Your Car sponsors you, you win. So keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind.
People watching. It's a shame that the UFC is going to do the Reebok thing. Good for them, obviously, but for sponsorship companies that want to get our name out there and keep the momentum going, the exposure going, it is frustrating, but it is what it is, and they got to run their business the way they see fit, and I respect that. What's next? Because that was a really cool topic.
Yeah, number 2 on the list I think we want to talk about is the second installment with Vossen of DYC TV.
I love doing those videos, man, because we have a whole TV production crew with us. That video is live if you haven't seen it. I think that the name of the videos now are How It's Made, Custom Ferrari Wheels Part 1, Custom Ferrari Wheels Part 2, because it is like a How It's Made episode. It takes you to the back end. If you are a car enthusiast and you buy custom wheels, if you buy aftermarket wheels, chances are, unless you're in that business, you don't know how the wheels are made, right? So I didn't.
Right.
So watching this gives you an awesome insight into how custom forged wheels are made. If that interests you, these videos are right up your alley. They're awesome. They're quick. They're 5-6 minutes long, and it gives you a really cool insight into how that type of stuff is done, the manufacturing. The guys that we talk to are super knowledgeable.
I was going to say, it seems like they're super cool down to earth.
Oh, man, that whole Boston team is awesome. From Mike to John, everybody over there is freaking awesome. Al, everybody. So that is a video you definitely want to check out if you haven't seen it yet. And then, and I just put on my Instagram, @FonzieDYC, I put up a picture of the wheels finalized, finished. They're ready.
Yeah, so they looked amazing.
Oh, they're so sick. So they're going to slap some tires on there for me, ship them down, and then I think in a week or two, we're going to film episode 3, where what we're actually going to do is take the wheels, which are powder coated right now, matte black. We're going to take those wheels with the tires on them. We're going to dip them using Plastidip, the DYC Top Coat Quartz, and the DYC Gun. I think we're doing burnt copper.
I think that's what you said.
And yeah, and then we're going to mount them onto the Atlantic Color Shift Ferrari 458.
I'm looking forward to that combination. I mean, burnt copper, I think, is one of those. Anthracite gray is my go-to for rims in terms of like it just kind of goes with everything. Burnt copper and the copper metallizer, those just go with so many colors and just set off so many colors.
It's like the anthracite gray, you're right, is like the perfect default, goes with everything. And then the burnt copper is like the secondary default if you want something with some more pizzazz to it.
Right.
Anthracite gray is a safe choice. Burnt copper goes with almost every single car. Who did a car? Hold on one second. I want. This isn't.
This is
I think Dave.
Preview to a showcase shout out right here
from. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up. But did an awesome KP Pigments M3 with purple, and he did copper wheels on it.
I think I remember.
You remember that guy, right?
Yep.
Freaking awesome. Dude.
Yeah. I mean,
so cool. David. I know it's David. And you know what happened? We actually talked about this guy because this is the guy that did that really cool iceberg blue pearl on the same car. And when we mentioned him in the DipCast, I couldn't remember his name. I'd really hate to do that to him again.
Part 2.
Drives me nuts. Freaking awesome. So anyway, what's the next topic while I look at this?
I think we're just going to get into some showcase shoutouts.
Okay. Well, I am going to find this guy's car because I feel like I should. And I'm not going to be able to do it now, obviously. But after we're done with the showcase shoutouts,
okay,
I'm going to find it. Probably. It's such a sick car, too. And I'm going to put it up here so everyone can see what I'm talking about. It is an M3 with some beautiful purple and some gangster copper wheels. As far as the showcase shoutouts, we've got 4. And remember, we found these this time. And the way we're going to find these now, if you want to be featured on a showcase shoutout, when you pop off a finalized picture of your car, hashtag showcase shoutout. Right.
And it doesn't necessarily, I noticed that I had put on like kind of a quirky little Facebook status about, what's on my mind, showcase shoutouts. You don't have to, put them in a thread that you or I are involved in. You can just hashtag it, and that's how we're going to search for it. So it doesn't have to be a response to anything we do or anything we say.
Right, absolutely. But if you want to be hold on. I'm just pulling up how many people actually use that because there were a butt ton. Here we go. Dip in Detail. Dave Christopher.
As soon as you said Dave.
Tuesday Indigo Liquid Wrapped M3. I'm sorry, David. Sick. I'm going to put a picture right here. nasty purple, absolutely beautiful, and those freaking wheels, man. I love when guys do different type of color wheels like that. Fucking awesome.
Ooh.
I'm gonna bleep myself on that one.
Sound guy.
Yeah, thank God there's a delay.
Yeah, there you go.
Showcase shoutouts. Again, if you want to be featured on this, all you have to do is when you find not a progress pic or anything, when you have a finished, oh my God, I wish everyone could see this picture of your car, hashtag showcase shoutouts. Because when I look for these now, all I'm going to do is go into Facebook and look for the hashtag showcase shoutouts. All 4 of these guys I found through that hashtag. So first one, Sage Henry, Nebula Purple with pure gold alloy wheels using, of course, the DYC top coat on the Subaru. Freaking super clean. Very nice. Everyone loves seeing gold wheels on a Subaru.
Right.
Got that rally feel to it. He's gotten really good with the DYC top coat. He's got it dialed in. Really great job by Sage. I love this car. Nebula Purple is so freaking standard. I mean, anytime you use Nebula Purple, it's going to look good. It's really good coverage. It's got just enough of tone and hue to it without being overbearing. It's got a little bit of that darkness to it too.
Right.
So very cool. Purple.
And like you said, the metallic wheels kind of set it off on top of that.
Anytime you use pure gold for your wheels, you're going to win. Next one, Andy Schultz. Antheus over a aluminum base. I mean, I wouldn't have seen that coming from a mile away.
Right.
Antheus is one of our hardest color shifting pearls. It's very, very hard on like that rose pink and orange. And if you get it done right and you're coming around in the right angles, you're going to see a blue, an indigo blue, and some purple too.
Right.
Antheus, when done right, is freaking nasty.
Right.
This shows how hard Antheus can flip, especially with the lines on this car.
Right.
So
it has to be done on a car with those, people say all the time, like, oh, mine didn't flip like that did in the video and stuff like that. And if you're doing a car that's very boxy and doesn't have those curves and
it depends, because sometimes boxy can help because you're seeing one side of the car from a 45-degree angle on one perspective, one plane, and the other side of the car on another plane, and you have that sharp 90-degree angle there, and they're completely different colors.
Right.
So it really depends. It depends on the lighting. It depends on how you applied it. Is there base coat showing through? Is it oversaturated as far as the pearl's concerned? What product did you use? Is it crystal clear like the DipYourCar top coat, or is it something that doesn't have the clarity? Antheus is nasty, man. Freaking awesome. So this is a very, very cool car. I love seeing that. And over aluminum, which I believe, in my opinion, the aluminum we did was true metallic aluminum with blue tint in it. Right. And you can make aluminum a million different ways. But very cool project.
Really went for it. It's one of those things you're playing with fire a little bit sometimes when you kind of mix a unusual base coat with a crazy pearl like that.
But you know what? That's what speed shapes and samples are for.
Right.
Now, granted, I like to do things sometimes where I don't do a test first. I just run into it, and the car ends up how it ends up.
Right.
We have the liberty of doing that because we're surrounded by this stuff all the time. Somebody wants to spend their hard-earned money on product. Maybe you want to spend just a couple extra bucks and do some speed shape testing first.
Right.
Next one is Danny, our boy Danny from Dip Exclusive, authorized DipYourCar installer down here in Florida. He did this. I forgot the name of the car, but old school gangster car with the wood panel on the side.
I love that.
He used KP Pigment's Tiff Blue with the DYC top coat. It's one of those OEM looking cars. I mean, you look at the picture and you're like, what's dipped on that for a minute? And then you're like, holy crap. Very cool, intricate work. I really like stuff like this because there's so much trim that's not dipped and so much stuff that is. You just know that the masking that was involved was very time consuming. So.
And you know what? It's such a unique car too.
Yeah,
it's not
you
like
never see that.
Right. It's not like the cars that you see over and over and over again. It's very unique.
You never see that. So very, very cool. And if you want to get your car dipped by Danny, go to DipYourCar.com, click on Find a Local DYC Installer, click on Florida, and you can find Dip Exclusive there. You can get a quote from him right off of our website.
Right.
And our last showcase shout out for this episode is Derek Dickey with his custom Punisher Genesis, basically putting together different KP pigment pearls using the DYC top coat. Again, a guy doing a goldish bronze type wheel. Awesome looking. And Gen Coupes, man, you spray those right, they're gonna look right.
Right.
It's really hard with those body lines to make a Gen Coupe look bad. With the black trim on it, it's got that black optics package, and those wheels, very sharp job.
Mm-hmm.
I love stuff like that. Very, very cool. He did a good job. And you know me, man, I like dark metallic grays. If I can only dip my car one color for the rest of my life, it's probably going to be a dark metallic gray.
Right.
Because it's satin.
Right.
It's just got just enough sharpness, just enough richness. It's not matte black. It's not a bright, because I'm not that. My personality, I'm not the type of guy who wants to ride around in too bright of a car.
Right.
I love dark metallic grays like that.
I know every time you say, I think, I think we got this in line for our next video or whatever, and it's a gray. I'm like, dude.
No. We've done enough dark metallic grays. I just did the RS6 in it, and we did the Metallic Madness, which wasn't dark, but a very beautiful metallic.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll probably have to chill on those for a while.
All right.
But that is our showcase shout-out segment of the week.
There you go. And you got it right this time. Not showcase.
Showdown. I practiced that before we got here.
Unique New York. All right. And so let's move on to our Q&A section. We have a couple of them. First is Elmer, and he wants to know if there's any interest in us possibly doing a video where we mix matte clear with top coat, kind of taking that road that we used to do with the 50-50 mix of matte clear and gloss.
Okay. No, we're probably not going to do that. To mix, the reason why we used a mixture of matte clear and glossifier was because the glossifier was so thin,
right,
it didn't have the ability to suspend the pearls. The pearls would run, they would sag, they would get buried. We wanted the gloss level and the clarity of the glossifier, but we couldn't use just gloss. Now, some people could use it. I know Ricky at Jersey Dip, some guys had good success with it, but the regular guy, for us to do our regular guy or girl, any dipper, when we do our do-it-yourself videos, we need to make sure that we portray something that can be replicated. It doesn't do me or any company any good to show a product and show a result if it can't be replicated by the people that are going to purchase the product. So keeping that in mind, the fact that we introduced and brought in the matte clear to the glossifier was specifically because it was going to help the glossifier suspend the pearls. Well, the Dip Pearl top coat was designed to be a pearl coat, crystal clear, so you can see the pearls perfectly and suspend the pearls very well.
Right.
So with those in mind, there's no valid reason, in my opinion, to bring in matte clear. All it's going to do is essentially ruin what I consider to be the best virtue of the product, which is the clarity. So I don't see us doing that unless things change in the future.
Right. Okay, cool. And then Andres, hopefully
Andres.
He wanted to know that in almost all our pearl videos, you mention, or you have mentioned in a lot of them, that when you're spraying pearls, you typically walk the length of the car on those coats. But in the Ferrari video, you actually did it panel by panel. And he wanted to know, isn't that a little bit more difficult to get the nice uniform finish and get that nice overlap?
It's not. I don't usually do that technique very often at all. The only reason I did it on that car is because it has so many swooping angles and dips and dives, and the body panels are just all over the place with the angles. If you try to walk the length of a car like that, you're going to start here, move your way down, bring yourself back up, trying to create a perfect 50-50 overlap. That ain't going to happen.
Right.
Especially when you're trying to go around. And then you're talking about creating dry spots, because certain angles of that car, when you work your way around the car, like I normally go from the side to the back to the side to the front. Well, when I went around to the side and the back, the way the car was built, I'd be overspraying all the stuff I just sprayed and then creating dry spots and texture. So that was one of the cars where, you know what, I'm going to spend the extra time. I'm going to treat it like a paint job. Mask off the front and the back, do the sides. Mask off the sides after they're bone dry, do the front and the back. The only thing you have to watch out for with that is when you have a panel. When you're walking the whole car and you're going around, all the corners and edges of the panel get hit really well because you're going around the car.
Right.
When you're going panel to panel, you have to make sure if this edge of the computer is where that panel stops, that you completely spray over that edge. Don't stop near it and come back. a lot of people, what I'll see when they go panel to panel like that is they stop too close to the edge, and then those edges in between the door gaps and the panels don't get fully covered. So pass over onto your masking and then back.
Okay.
Is that?
Yeah, that's that. And I know we wanted to kind of keep it short, so we're going to probably move on to DYC trivia now.
All right, so let's get our contestant on the line. All right, it is now time for Dip Trivia. I do that every time. You don't know the graphics going to be there, but we put it in afterwards. There it is. We have our contestant on the line. Adam, who do we have right now?
We have Danny Aguilera. Very, very busy on the Dip Your Car community. I know he's been very active, and he calls in often and gets recommendations and things of that nature. I think he's really excited to be a part of the show.
Danny, you there, bud?
Yes, I'm here.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. And yourself, guys?
Very good. Are you ready for Dip Trivia?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, here are the rules. I think I know them. Basically, we're going to ask you 3 questions. The first 2 are going to be open-ended. The last one's going to be multiple choice. You have to get 2 right out of 3 in order to win yourself a free DYC wheel kit. Cool?
All right.
All right.
Good.
Listen up. Adam's going to ask you the questions, and let's see how you do.
Okay, first of all, what city and state is the DYC Retail Center in?
Oh, that's in Florida. Hold on. Is it Coral Springs?
Boom.
Very nice.
There
Good job.
Dan was on the
buzzer.
fake timer. Seems like we were doing just fine with that.
Nice job, Danny.
1 for 1.
All right.
Next question.
Has some leeway now. What episode of the DipCast, as Fonzie says, podcast is this that you're currently on?
It should be podcast. Is it 23?
Boom.
Wow.
Oh my God. I can't keep track of that, so good for you. You got one up on me there. All right, bonus question. You already got 2, so you already won yourself a free DYC wheel kit. And because we make up the rules as we go, if you get this one bonus question right, you get a free T-shirt as well. All right. We got those 3 new T-shirt designs: the vintage, the motorsport, and the Armin sprayer. So you get to pick one of those. Adam showcasing the motorsport one right now.
All right, and so this might be a tough one because this is probably only if you've been listening in really carefully, or maybe if you're a possible gamer.
Well, keep in mind that only probably 2 people on the planet Earth care about the answer to this question. So,
me being one of them.
So, as Fonzie's mentioned numerous times, Dan, our sound tech, is a really big hardcore gamer. Fonzie was throwing up some quotation marks there.
Well, they can see that.
So, Danny can't right now.
That's true. Good point.
So, what is Dan's gamer name? Is it A, Hardcore Gamer 227, B, Velezomite, or C, Ghost 97?
You want to repeat those one more time?
I would have to say A.
Hardcore Gamer is incorrect, and we kind of threw a little loophole in there because we used the word Hardcore Gamer, but
hey, multiple choice for a reason. But you got 2 out of the 3 right. You won yourself a free DYC wheel kit, color of your choice. So when we're done, email adam@DipYourCar.com. You guys have already been corresponding. Let him know your shipping address and the color choice of the DYC wheel kit that you want. Thank you very much for playing, and enjoy. And make sure you post pictures of your dipped wheels on the DYC community.
I will do. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
All right, guys.
No problem, buddy.
Thanks for participating, dude. Have a great night.
All right, you too.
Now, that guy is a truly good guy. I talk to him often. Very excited about the product. Loves the product. Uses it all the time.
Yeah.
Hopefully, he will now be gaming against you, Dan, and as we know, crushing every last wish of yours.
Just all of your digital dreams.
There you go.
So we covered a good amount this episode. Interesting topics.
Yeah, it was a really fun episode.
So what we're going to do now is give you this preview for next week's episode. We got a very interesting episode next week. So Dan, you have anything to offer?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Adam?
Also,
No
I'm
Michael
good.
Scott quotes.
Nuh-uh.
No Michael Scott quotes. We will check you on the next episode.